Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Leah Reviews. This is the seventh episode of Leah Reviews. And of course, I am going to be reviewing and talking about my thoughts about the most recent Sonic Presents, the Chaotix Casefiles EP7. So this is where a lot of fans were like correct on this. Spoilers ahead. Please be sure you listen to the audio drama first before you come tune into this because gets really, really, really juicy stuff, I'm going to say. Yeah, like obviously Sonic and Vector are still stuck in their cells. And Sonic is like curious, like, so who is this person that you pretty much were like what do you call it? Who was like the suspect that you figured out who it was. And of course, a lot of the Sonic fan base already had their like already guessed it was Infinite, and this episode confirms it. So yeah, that's the I think I think they really built it up pretty well because like obviously throughout the episodes, the previous episodes, they're like, who's this Red Spectre, right? You're like, hmm, who is this, right? So at first they thought it could be Rouge or, or Jet or the Babylon Rogues because, they steal stuff, right? So that's what they were doing. That's what they do. And I think what's intriguing about this is that it really, really feels like, as soon as like Infinite was revealed to be the one who was stealing the astroscopic lens, I wasn't really too surprised as like fans have really put it together. They put all the clues together, and obviously Vector said, what's another word for Spectre? And then like Sonic's like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh. So he said, oh, okay. Yeah, Phantom. And he put it two and two together. Sonic put two and two together and said, Phantom Ruby. Okay, so um and Eggman, obviously he reveals uh he has the last astroscopic lens because I think there's like three, I guess. Um, but I think it was an interesting twist because Eggman was so enthralled in the story, and then he's like, "Oh, you didn't think I didn't know about this?" Um, and then Dr. Eggman, with his like usual self, he's like, as soon as Infinite arrives, well, before Infinite arrives, what ends up happening is that Tails, SBO, Charmy, Tangle, and Whisper all end up coming to their rescue. Obviously. And then Eggman reveals, oh yeah, I actually like Sage actually allowed you guys in. You didn't think that you broke in, like you're professionals at it. I'm like, man, they're just like roasting each other and I love it. Um so I think, this episode was pretty solid. I really enjoyed what they did. It really leads into a very climatic, obviously this is part one, and most likely the next week's episode's gonna conclude everything. But I think, I had to chalk it up to the voice actor who voices Infinite in this. Sounds very, very similar to Liam O'Brien. Obviously it's not Liam O'Brien who voices in here, and it's the same voice actor who voiced G Merle, in episode 5. So, um, that was spoilers posted on like Twitter. So, I'm sorry if I spoiled you. But yeah, they did such a great job. They really, like I said, the writing is just phenomenal in this audio drama. I've enjoyed every episode. I always tune in as soon as it drops on YouTube. And I think, all this really great stuff is just intriguing, Infinite. He is written a lot better in this audio drama, and I'm glad they are giving him the justice he deserves because there are some Infinite fans out there, and I'm glad that Infinite fans they are getting getting the love. He's getting the love that he deserves, which I'm glad. He really is a menace. And apparently these astroscopic lens is to help him regain his power, be at full power again. So I was like, this is interesting. So, obviously Eggman tries to escape, kind of like his usual self once Infinite betrays him. I'm kind of like, Eggman, have you not learned your lesson? Like every time, this always seems to be a pattern. I'm gonna be real honest. Eggman seems to have this pattern of like teaming up with other villains and then they like betray him, and it's like, this is nothing anything new. Um, so I think it's just interesting, like this episode was just really great from start to finish. Um, and obviously, like Infinite like took out Eggman with a vengeance, and Sage is like, "I'll find you, Father," and just like vanishes. I'm like, yeah. Oh, it's so funny. I kind of like how Vector's like, Eggman, you're just gonna leave? It's like you're such a coward. And then Sonic's like, dude, this is nothing, anything new. I'm not surprised." So, I'm very excited to see where this will end, It's great to hear Infinite again because, a lot of fans, we were like so curious to what happened to Infinite after Forces because, as you all know, Forces is it's kind of like a mediocre game, in terms of storytelling. So, I'm really glad this episode, and the next episode are going to like they really gave Infinite a lot better writing in here. So I'm really glad about that. So um but yeah, this gets really, really dramatic and I love it. Like you can clearly just from the sound effects and the dialogue, Infinite's got like a he's got like a vendetta pretty much. He wants to come back with a vengeance and he did, in a literal sense, the Sonic fans who are Infinite fans, they get a taste of him coming back, and I think it was a great way to bring him back, It kind of sucks, that like I said, Sonic Forces, they don't have the best writing at all. I'm just gonna say that right now. But this audio drama has been like really, really phenomenal. And I'm really glad they gave Infinite a lot better dialogue and a lot better writing, I'll say. So, yeah, I want to thank you all again. And, just on the off topic, I'm going to say happy Mario Day as well, because it is March 10th, which is ironic this episode comes out, but happy Mario Day to you all. And yeah, I have to give it up for Alejandro Sab. He did such a great job voicing Infinite. Like, he's a really great replacement, I'll say, because he sounds very similar to Liam O'Brien. So hats off to you, man. But yeah, that's the end of my Leia reviews, and you can bet for sure that I guess next or final episode next Tuesday. Hopefully, yeah, I am definitely going to review that episode. So hopefully I get to see you all in the next Leah reviews. But may you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And of course, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on that bell notifications for upcoming live stream and video content. And I'll see you all later. Bye, everyone.